Hello and welcome to the February monthly Kit Club. I'm excited. We have some really great tips and tricks this month for you. I'm not sure if you've all received your kit yet. I hope so. They are on their way. Some of you have emailed me to say that you've received it and you love the kit. Makes me very happy to hear that. These are the pages. I'm going to show you the scrapbooking pages first. We did a little embossing. I think that's probably better. And that's probably better. Okay, we did a little embossing, a little paper cutting. That was fun. Made some cute pages there. Here we have some family pages. Again, using some punches and some fun techniques I'm going to go over with you. And then the cards that we did this month were Wonderful Friend using the 5-petal flower punch. I'm going to show you that real quick. The Thank You using the So Many Scallops, which is a free celebration set. So if you haven't emailed me with your order this month, you're going to want to do that because this set is for free with your $50 purchase. Then we also have the card Your Friendship Makes Me Happy. And this stamp set, the flower set, is also one of the free stamp sets. And we did that cute little film strip using the spiral punch. And then we have the Happy Hellos card that I made a little purse with a little handle, ribbon handle, just added the punches and stamped Happy Hello in trendy, the turquoise and brown. Okay, so we're going to go over some of the tips and tricks. I'm going to move kind of fast because I have a lot of things to go over and not so much time to do it as far as the internet goes. So the first thing that I want to show you is how you are going to ink up your background stamp. Now this is the Happiness background stamp. This is the one that I used on the scrapbook kit. So what I'm going to do is you're going to ink up your, and I'm not really going to do it, I'm just going to illustrate it. You're going to ink up your stamp like this. You want to put the stamp pad to the stamp, okay? You're going to ink it all up, and then you're going to take your cardstock and you're going to lay it on top like this, and this is the trick. You're going to take a tiny bit of adhesive, you're just going to put it on the back, you're going to take your Stampin' Up! Scrap paper and you're going to fold it over the grid paper and you're going to rub it all over. And this is going to keep all the ink off of your fingers. Now, I learned this technique all by myself. I discovered it at about 3 o'clock in the morning when I accidentally put adhesive on the top of my image. And when I pulled the paper off, what I had was an image that was completely stamped, and I didn't even have to touch it off of the stamp pad. Off of the stamp. So I just want to share with you that little tip. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how I created the kind of tie-dyed almost look with the images that you got in the scrapbook kits. So how I'm going to show you is what I'm going to do. I'm really going to stamp this time. I'm going to take the flower from the free celebration set. I'm going to ink it up with Versamark, and the paper I'm using is glossy white paper. Okay, so I'm going to ink that up really, really good, and I'm going to just stamp it down. Any spot, doesn't matter, because I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so I'm not sure that you can really see that on camera, but it's a just kind of a watermark type of stamp. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white embossing powder, and I'm just going to pour it over the image and tap that off. Okay, oh, and in case you're wondering, I made this little contraption out of a plastic spoon and knife, so my spoon doesn't fall into my tray anymore and I don't get embossing powder all over my hands. Everybody always asks me about that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the heat gun, and this is probably not going to sound that great on the video, but I just want to show you how this works. So you're going to take the heat gun, make sure it heats up, and then as you're embossing, what you want to do is you want to wait until, I'm not sure if that's coming across on the camera or not, you want to wait until it looks shiny, and then you can see that it's totally done. You don't want to heat emboss it too much because you burn the heat, you burn the powder right out. And those powders are actually a powdered plastic, and the heat gun melts the plastics, okay? So there you go, there's the embossed image. Now what I'm going to do is I took the colors that I used were Old Olive, Pumpkin Pie, and Ruby Red. And what I did was I just took a Stampin' Up! Sponge and I cut it into 6 pieces, and I only needed 3 of those 6 pieces. So I'm going to start with the Old Olive, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub it onto the Old Olive pad, and then I'm going to just rub it onto the image. And you can see it starts to pop out a little bit there. Okay? Then I'm going to take some ruby red. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to rub it on there, here and there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the pumpkin pie. And I'm just going to rub it on. Okay? And then you can see that you start to get an image that kind of looks like a tie-dye. That's called emboss resist. Okay? So, next thing I'm going to show you is a little tip for cutting. If you have jagged edges on your cutting when you're trying to cut an image out, what you want to do is you want to move the paper instead of moving the scissors. That is going to be the trick. So you're going to start in, and you just see me moving the paper here. I'm not moving the scissors. When you move the paper instead of the scissors, you're going to get a much, much smoother line when you're cutting out your images. I know some people end up with choppy lines, and that's the reason why. Okay? So I'm not going to cut out the whole image. I'm just going to cut a little bit more so you can kind of see what it looks like. Okay? And I'm moving the paper every time. I'll snip that off just so you can see that edge. So you can see that I get a nice smooth edge instead of the jagged edge that sometimes maybe you might be getting. So try that. Just move the paper instead of the scissors. Okay?